Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a window frame for fall. I'm going to just take these 8x10 canvases that I got from the Dollar Tree and remove the canvas pieces from away from the wood. After I get it removed, you'll see that some of those are made differently than the others. Depending on which ones you grab will depend on, well, you really won't know what it looks like until you take the canvas off. So I have two that have the holes in them and two that have staples on the top. If you're going to stain it, that's an issue, but I'm painting it, so the paint will hide those staples. Next, I just take my hot glue and I just put it along the sides and stick those together. And then once I get those together, I stick the other two together, and then I put all of them together as one piece to make a window frame. When you get them all stuck together, you could take popsicle sticks to reinforce those. I didn't do it just because I didn't feel like my window was going to be that heavy, and to me hot glue tends to stay pretty good. So I didn't do that step. I did add extra hot glue on the back, but I just didn't put the popsicle sticks. Once you have them all stuck together, you can turn it over and decide if you want it to be long ways or sideways. I went with long ways just because I thought it would look a lot cuter with my little window flower arrangement that I'm going to place down there on the bottom. So I got this new paint from my husband. He surprised me with it. It's from Walmart and it's folk art. I don't know how much it costs, but it does come with a lot in the pack. I'm still a big fan of Waverly chalk paint just because it's thicker, and this stuff was going on like a stain. It was really thin and it requires several coats just to get coverage. So I'm not saying it's bad paint, but it's just paint that I probably wouldn't use because I don't like to add a bunch of layers because I'm very impatient and I can't stand to wait for it to dry. So yeah. Then I had this little box that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint the bottom of it just because I don't want that part to show saying be grateful, which is cute anyway, but it might look a little weird on the bottom part. So just make sure that you don't get it all over the sides. And if you do, you can just wipe it off, because that's the beauty of paint. So after I did that, I let it dry and I had to put one more coat on it just to get it covered. And I left the sides with that checkered pattern because I thought it was really cute and it looked like fall. So then I took some antique Waverly chalk paint and I just dry brushed this on to distress the window. You can leave it white if you wanted, or you could distress it with the black color. Either way you want to do it. I like it to look like it was an old window, so that's why I distressed it with the Waverly Antique. I did get a little bit carried away and I had to go back over it just a little bit here and there with that folk art paint, but all is well that ends well. After it dried, I'm just going to take and place this as close to the center as I can, and I'm going to hot glue it on there so that it stays. Sorry, I had a brain fart. But yeah, I was just trying to say I was going to stick it on there so it would stay. Anyway, so after I get it on there, I press down firmly just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And then I took this little pumpkin piece that I got from the Dollar Tree. I think they're napkin holders or something. And I just popped it apart and took the little pumpkin that doesn't have any design on it, and I painted it with my antique wax Waverly chalk paint. It gives it like a stained look, so I just took my paintbrush and painted it like I would regularly paint anything else. And then after I got it all painted, I took a paper towel and just wiped off the excess paint, and then that way it did make it look like a really nice stain. You could stain it if you wanted to. To me, stain has a really stout smell, and so I just use this paint and it works just fine. So that's what my little pumpkin looked like, and I set it aside to dry while I continued to work on the window. So then I took some foam that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut it into pieces that would fit inside the little box so that I could begin to put my flowers in it. I did hot glue them in there because I didn't want my flowers going anywhere, just in case, I move this around a lot. So once I had it stuck in there and it was dried, I then just took some flowers from my stash. I get my flowers from the Dollar Tree and Walmart. I'm not sure exactly where each one came from or what they are. But I just chose what I thought was pretty. And I really don't know how to pair flowers that well. So please don't give me any hate on this because I'm still learning on how to put flowers together. But I thought these was pretty and that they went well together, and that's why I chose the ones that I did. So I just cut them down to the size that I thought they would need to be inside the little box, which is pretty short because the little box is maybe an inch high. So I just began to stick them down in there to however I wanted them to be placed. And then after I got all of those in there, I decided to add my little pumpkin to the back part. Now my pumpkin is small and I do get carried away with flowers. So I put my pumpkin up higher than the flowers so that you could see it. Sometimes I think more is better and I get carried away. But anyway, it ended up you could see it and I thought it looked really cute. So I wanted to finish off this window by giving it a curtain. So I had bought this burlap from Walmart. I think it was like $5.47. You get a huge roll of it. And I just wrapped it around the back and hot glued it. And then once I started to bring it around the front, which I'm sorry I took it out of view here, but once I began to bring it around the front, I just hot glued it to the corner in the front, and then I began to like fold it back and kind of like wrinkle it over itself just to give it that curtain look, and then I just hot glued in between. Hopefully that makes sense and you can see what I'm doing enough to make you a curtain if you want. And also if you have some really thick ribbon, that would work as well. I had considered doing a buffalo check with my ribbon, but then I thought this looked more country and that's what I was going for, and traditional, so that's why I used the burlap. Then when you get close to the end, you just want to make you one more little loop and make sure all the others are sewed down really well. And I probably burnt myself more than I can say while I was doing this. And if you hear stuff in the background, I apologize. I'm trying to do my voiceover while letting Logan play outside. So right now he's pushing his mower around, blowing bubbles all over the grass. So anyway, the little stand that the pumpkins came on, I decided that I'm going to use it. So I painted that part of it white, and then I just took my other little pumpkin that came on it after I got that part white, and I painted it with the antique Waverly chalk paint. So here is what I was talking about when I painted it with the Waverly chalk paint. It is the little pumpkin, and I thought it was a really cute pumpkin. And I didn't want it to go to waste, so I wanted to use it and keep it with its little stand, because I'm bad for trying to use everything possible while I'm doing one craft. And then I got this pumpkin. It's a big wooden pumpkin from the craft section at Dollar Tree. And I got the Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin and painted it with that. This is a very thick paint, so whenever you put it on wood, it's a little harder to spread, so just be aware of that. And then I did the front and back because I'm gonna make it stand upright, and I just wanted the back of it to be painted too, so that it looks like a more finished project. Finally, I took that little pumpkin and I stuck it back onto my little stand, and then after I got it put on the front, I took my orange pumpkin and I just put it onto the back like the other smaller pumpkin had been previously, and I ended up putting flowers in it to make it a nice little tablescape arrangement. I thought it looked really cute and ready for fall. So here they are finished, and if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. So thank you for watching, and happy crafting.